To visually represent fraction division, we can first think about what does divide mean. So if I have 2 divided by 3, really it means 2 over 3, or a ratio of 2 to 3. So 5 divided by 8 really means a ratio comparison of 5 parts to 8 parts whole. So when we talk about division, division is a ratio of comparison. And if I want to show 5 divided by 6 as a fraction picture, well, I can first of all write it as a fraction, and I can draw any fraction I like. Here I'm going to draw a circle fraction, and 5 divided by 6 means I have 5 parts shaded to 6 parts whole. So that represents a 5/6 fraction. So the 1 to 3 ratio can be shown in the diagram like this. I have 1 part shaded to 3 parts whole, and we can show this as ratio as a fraction picture. So 1 to 3 can be shown as a fraction of 1/3, and we can show this as 1 part to 3 parts that make up the whole. Okay, so there's my divide here, and maybe I'm gonna highlight that, so that divide is going to be that, and that is my ratio of comparison. So writing it as division, I have 1 divided by 3, and that can be rewritten as a fraction of 1/3. So this is a model that we're going to use for dividing fractions. We're going to show division as a ratio of comparison of 2 fractions. If I want to divide a 1/4 fraction by 1/2, it looks like this. 1/4 divided by 1/2 means that I'm comparing a 1/4 fraction to a 1/2 fraction in a ratio of comparison. So I'm comparing these 2 fractions in a ratio. And if I just kind of split it up like this, we can see that the ratio of comparison of these 2 fractions is a 1 part to 2 part comparison of ratio. That means then, when we write it in the divide statement or the fraction statement, the 1 part in the numerator, and we have 2 parts in the denominator. So 1/4 divided by 1/2 ends up being 1/2. So the answer to this division is 1/2. So this is how we will show division of fractions. We're going to show it as a ratio of comparison of 2 fractions. So 1/3 divided by 2/3 is going to be taking that 1/3 fraction and comparing it to a 2/3 fraction. And if we take a look at this ratio of comparison, we're going to have 1 part to 2 parts whole. Okay, so if I want to draw this out, 1/3 divided by 2/3 is 1/3 to 2/3 comparison. Well, we can see that if we have our 2/3 in blue, our 1/3 in red would be the 1 part shaded to 2 parts whole. So then it's going to look like this. 1 part to 2 parts whole. So 1/3 divided by 2/3 is, the answer is 1/2. So this is how we're going to show division of fractions. So there's other ways we can do this, but this way is the easiest if we can look at it in terms of a ratio of comparison. So the divide means we're comparing one term to another term in a ratio, and we can show that as a fraction, and that fraction then represents the solution to our division problem.